Hello, everybody, and welcome to Americans Learn. I hope you are ready to laugh today because, well, I am. Today I'm going to watch another WILTY video. This time I'm going to watch Jimmy Carr. Jimmy Carr kills it on Would I Lie to You. I don't get to see him as a panelist ever. He's always the host in everything I've seen him in, so I am very excited to watch Jimmy Carr be a panelist. So, let's go! Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I've been forgetting to ask people to like and subscribe, but I need you to do that, especially on videos like this that are unmonetizable. I need you to help me out. If you want to keep seeing stuff like this, I really do need you to help me out by liking, by subscribing to the channel, by commenting below, because I would love to continue doing videos like this because they make me laugh, but also they don't get monetized. So, I mean, please help. Thank you. Goodbye. Oh, it would. Okay, I get it, because that's how he laughs. He laughs like a seal. This seems like it's going to be quiet, so let's turn it up.
You inflated?
With the vacuum cleaner put on blow.
So you blew it up with the
Do
vacuum
they have
cleaner.
blow function? I don't know.
Do you do the vacuuming very often?
God, no!
No, what about you?
I don't know, I'd have to ask my people, but I imagine someone does.
This is terrible to see three grown men who've never picked up a vacuum cleaner.
Oh, I
It's like,
have
what?
picked
Oh, I picked one up, yeah, but not for
Okay.
vacuuming.
Yeah.
How quickly can you drink a pint?
I can drink a pint in 6 seconds.
Wow.
6 seconds.
That's impressive.
How quick was Ray?
7 seconds.
Thank God you said a number bigger.
And how long had Ray held the record?
3 years.
And how much less a man do you think he felt?
It was a tough phone call because I had to call him to tell him that his record had gone.
Sorry, you just did this at home, did you? I've had another one, Ray.
Sorry.
I'm really getting through it
No,
tonight.
Ray-
If you're drunk, why'd you turn northern, Jimmy?
Alcohol. All right.
I mean, I will say, I do accents a lot more often when I'm drunk. I mean, I do them anyway, but they happen accidentally. No, that's a lie. I was going to say they happen accidentally more when I'm drunk, but that's a lie. They happen accidentally all the time, but I do tend to do them a lot when I'm drunk. And I don't mean to, but it does happen. To the point of one time I got into an Uber and I don't even know. I accidentally said something in it ended up being a British accent, and it probably wasn't very good. But like the Uber driver seemed to think it was good. Especially because I said it was something really short. Like it wasn't even something like I was like, "Yeah, thanks." And then he started asking me all sorts of questions about like where I was from. And I was like, I don't have any answers to this. But I was like, but now I'm in it. He started asking me when I came to the States, and like I was like, well, I guess I'm in it now. Answering questions. Right, let's go. It's like, dude, my accents will fool Americans only. I know they won't fool anybody else. But anyway. He turns northern, I turn anything but American.
I don't mind. When I'm trying to fiddle the government, I always put on Jimmy's voice.
Is that a joke about the fact that he was a tax fraud or something?
We all do different voices.
I lost my virginity at 26.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we're all
Yeah, that's true.
okay. We can kind of.
Yeah. Okay, is it true?
Well, no. No. Seriously.
Yeah.
Is it just because he looks like a ventriloquist dummy?
For the sake of decency,
How old was this? This feels like it was a long time ago.
go on. Tell us all about it.
Well, I was very religious growing up. Very religious until I was about 26.
And then.
And then I was all about the poontang.
Oh no.
David, do you believe this? Yeah.
This is the oldest episode of this I think I've ever seen. It's the first one that didn't have Brian? No. What's his face? Dan? Ooh. No, it's not, because it's not Williams. I know who that looks like. Ryden? Brand? Oh, that's embarrassing. I don't remember the name of the host who usually does Would I Lie to You? Ooh, that's really embarrassing because he's on Big Fat Quiz all the time. Like, he's very funny. I enjoy him on that show, and I could pick him out of a crowd, but I'm like, I don't remember his name. Anyway, this host is not him.
I'm buying it. Yeah.
And the
That's
rest
what
of
he
the
said,
team.
actually.
Yeah.
And everybody, like, Jimmy Carr looks really young. David Mitchell looks really young. Dara O'Brien looks exactly the same as he's always looked. Lee Mack looks really young.
So, Jimmy, could you reveal the truth, please?
I can indeed. No shame in that.
It is absolutely true. Yes, it's true. Jimmy did lose his virginity at the age of 26. Also, coincidentally, it was the day that he discovered he could make people laugh.
That's really good. I was going to pause it just to say, it's like, look, no shame. Like, people put such a big, like, stigma on losing your virginity late. But they also, okay, maybe this is just as a woman, but they also put such a big stigma on losing it early. So it's just like, look, just do what's comfortable for you. Don't let people pressure you into doing something, and don't feel shame because you didn't have sex until you were a little bit more mature. I feel like that's always looked down upon as like a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing. Like, I feel like it's fine. Like, people put such a stigma on, like, losing it so late. And it's just like, but why? Why is it such a big deal in the first place? It's like, virginity, to me at least, is like, it's like kind of, it's like a personal thing, but it's also not that big of a deal. So, like, why does it matter when you lost it or if you lost it? Like, there's lots of people who just don't want to have sex. Like, they just don't want to. So they might be 30 or 40 and they just like haven't had anything. And like, there's the whole movie about like the 40-year-old virgin and they make a huge deal about it. It's like, why? I mean, in that movie, I've never actually seen that movie, but I feel like in that movie, it wasn't necessarily a personal choice, but like, if that's somebody's personal choice, or if that's like just the way that things have shook out for them, and then like, you know, the way that we act about it, it's like, it's so cringe if you haven't had it yet by the time you're 18. So like, it's like, then you get scared. Like, if you're a little bit older, then it's like, well, then you don't know what to talk about. It's like, you don't know how to broach the topic, and then it's just easier just to say, I don't know, whatever. But like, I don't know. I feel like just in general, in society, we act like it's this big thing, and no matter what you do, if you lose it early or if you lose it late, either of those things is wrong. Just let people live their lives, dude. Just let people live their lives. And no, I'm not even going to put that out there. You get to guess what I was going to say, and I bet you're going to guess wrong.
I had an interview at MI5 to be a spy.
Where's MI5, Jimmy?
Where's MI5?
Yeah.
Well, it's on the South Bank now, but that building wasn't finished at the time. So it was a meeting in Millbank.
What was it, like a planning meeting to join MI5?
Like a planning? No, I wasn't going to build a new
The fact
headquarters.
the building wasn't finished.
We're thinking of setting up a big organisation of spies. Lots of guns and handcuffs and itching powder. We don't know how we're going to use that, but it's all fun. And we're building a huge, crazy building on the South Bank, which is actually MI6. But
I can think of a lot of ways to use itching powder as a spy, especially if you want to get somebody alone. You get some of that itching powder someplace where it's where they get uncomfortable. They gotta get out of whatever big room or dinner, whatever they're in, so they don't make a fool of themselves, and then boom, they're alone. That's like just one way. Easily you could get somebody alone just by using some itching powder.
never mind.
Can I say I'm worried now that you know a bit much about it, and you really do seem like a spy. You're posh and a tiny bit gay, even though you're not.
Well, hang on, David. I'll stop you there. Posh and a little bit gay. What are you talking about, man?
And David said, posh? Jimmy? You're not posh? A little bit gay, I'll give you that.
Spartacus, no, I'm posh and a little bit gay.
I'm posh and a little bit gay. I'm not posh.
The least posh and a little bit gay of anyone in the world ever, Lee.
Fuck off, you puff. Yes, right.
Jimmy, how do you get approached? How did you get approached for this
I
interview?
got approached by an English tutor at Cambridge, and this guy, McKendrick, approached me and said, would you be interested?
Kendrick?
McKendrick.
McKendrick?
Or M for short.
I thought you meant it was John McCririck approached you.
He'd be a really bad spy. I'd say kill him when you get the chance.
The thing is, Jimmy, if I'm right about you, you were a virgin until you were about 27, as far as I remember.
26.
26.
And that was the last series of this show. Shall we not bring it up again?
Here's the thing. This was your opportunity to pull.
Jimmy, how much are we going to be paid for it?
I don't think
Could have get paid in sticky buns, Maureen. A sticky bun for every kill.
Yeah.
Would you have been sent abroad?
I mean, girl, who's making them though? Because like, Cinnabon, no thank you, but like homemade sticky buns. It's like that. What would you do for a Klondike bar? But like, what would you do for a homemade sticky bun?
Broad? Well, don't you start. I'm having enough trouble with them. You're not even in this. What are you talking about?
Jimmy, your attitude under interrogation is just a bit churlish. As a spy, it really shouldn't be, you know.
The other interrogation.
How would you know, David?
You go, are you in this?
Was this during the Cold War?
Yeah, I'm 50.
You might be. Your hair's dyed. So...
Fashion tips from a tramp.
Ooh, also my hair's dyed. I'm not 50, I'm 807.
Now, girls. Was there a practical side to the interview? Did you have to...
Yeah, I had to fuck a girl in a speedboat.
Whilst holding your gin martini and not spill a single drop.
David Mitchell, what are you thinking as team captain?
I think it's not true.
OK, I'm torn, but both of my teammates think it's not true.
You're tending towards...
I feel like he says he's torn every single time. Every single time he says he's torn.
Go with that. That's a lie.
OK, they're saying it's a lie. Jimmy, is that the truth?
It's a lie.
Can I just say, you've made that really hard for yourself. It says I once had an interview at MFI.
Terry, what is Steve to you? This is my mate Steve, and we were actually questioned.
Right? Like, what is that guy's name? Okay. Ooh. It's like, I'm gonna be so mad at myself when people tell me what it is. Because, like, I can see it. There's a Y somewhere in there. I'm so mad.
By police who mistook us both for jewel thieves. Right?
That sounds incredibly plausible.
Lee, perhaps you'd like to explain how you know Steve.
This is Steve. We
Ryden? Brian?
own a greyhound together that's come last in every race.
And finally, Jimmy, what's your connection with Steve?
This is Steve. We were at primary school together. I didn't see each other for 20 years, and then met up in a hotel when he brought me room service.
Well, there we are.
You call it room service.
David's team, maybe.
This was after 26. This was when he was 27.
I think you're all claiming to be friends with him. I want to...
He were experimenting. He was experimenting. 27.
See, like, a real connection. So if you could all just give him a hug, I want to see if there's a, you know...
You want to see if I hug this man like I own a greyhound with him?
No. If he's your friend, if you own something with him...
Let's do it. OK, this is how we hug. We got like this usually. Hey, how are you, little fella? Hey, get off. I'm trying to get off with him. That's how we hug.
That's not realistic.
Leave my mate alone.
Hey, look, mate. All right, darling.
Can you just turn around?
Yeah, sure.
Which hotel was this, Jimmy, where...
It was the Lowry in Manchester.
The
That is a hotel in
That
Manchester.
is a hotel in Manchester, yes.
Yeah.
David knows all the hotels in Manchester, so...
He's the night duty manager there. So he's, you know,
He knew you were staying in the hotel and brought your room service up in order to renew
say hello.
your acquaintance.
Yes, and I recognised him immediately and, you know...
And did you go, oh, my God, Steve?
Yeah, I mean, he really hasn't changed that much.
From primary school? Although I guess, you know what? Some people don't really change. I was hanging out with some friends and we were like, it got into this, like, let's show each other pictures. So it's like, I did show people some pictures when I was like 14 and they're like, bitch, you have not changed. I'm like, I haven't really. I kind of look almost exactly the same as I did when I was like 14 years old. I mean, not exactly, but like, it would be pretty clear. Like, it's not that different. But I feel like I look different than I did when I was like 10.
Have you remained friends with him since that?
Yeah, I stay in the same hotel quite a lot. Whenever
So you only see him when he comes to
No,
when you
literally,
go to the hotel?
yeah. Well, that's fine. Well, he lives in Manchester, I live in London, so we see each other.
He's not your friend then.
What do you want me to do? Take him to the zoo?
No.
I think it's Jimmy.
I think it's Greyhound.
I think I'm edging towards Jimmy because I think Jimmy looked a little bit put upon when you were sort of having a go at what a...
Jimmy always looks a little bit put upon. It's his face.
essentially bad friend he is. It's all very well, it's all for a quick sandwich in the hotel bar, but, you know, I've got gigs and stuff, so... Yeah, catch you next time I'm passing through town.
So, David, time to decide.
Well, I think we'll go with the majority decision, which is that we
You're
think
saying it's
Jimmy.
OK, well, Steve, would you like to reveal your true identity?
Yeah, the truth is, me and Terry were mistaken as jewel thieves.
See, that's what I thought. I was like, I'm gonna go with jewel thieves. I didn't say it out loud, but I promise you, like, 100%. I was like, it's jewel thieves. It had to be jewel thieves, because that's the best one. And also, I don't know. I've been yelled at by cops. Cops. Ugh. Yeah, they're always yelling at people for doing nothing, for just hanging out outside of a Waffle House and doing nothing. Also, Terry, whoever he is, looks like a jewel thief from any movie I've ever... Like, especially, like, a Disney movie, but, like, if you were going to cast somebody to be a jewel thief, tell me...
We were mistaken as jewel thieves.
...that you wouldn't do that guy and this guy. I mean, they're quintessential. They look like Horace and Jasper from 101 Dalmatians. They look like the Wet Bandits from Home Alone. The two of them, like, they fit a profile... And, like, look at that face. He's gonna steal a diamond.
I starred in a Japanese commercial for snuff.
Is snuff a big thing in Japan? Because it's sort of slightly peaked in the West, I think, its level of popularity.
They're making commercials for it still, so I'm guessing bigger, but no idea.
What was the slogan?
I've no idea. I just read autocue phonetically. I mean, I could have declared war for all I know. I imagine I said I said something like, you can have too much of a good thing, I think was the slogan. It was something like that. Because it was a guy doing a line of snuff. like a massive line of snuff. And then his face, like, he did it for real, and, like, his face kind of ludicrously kind of...
So their slogan for selling snuff involved saying, don't have that much of it. You know?
Literally, yeah.
It's advertising whiskey with someone dying of alcoholism. And then saying, a little bit is tasty, but yeah, it killed this one. Why did they choose you to be the face
Because I've got
of...
my TV show, the Distraction show that I did on Channel 4, and the American one goes out in Japan. And it's quite big, because it's like Endurance, but it's with Westerners being hurt. They love
He looks
that.
almost Japanese.
I look almost Japanese. You look... That is the acceptable face of racism.
So are you still in two minds, or
Eamon, what are
three
your
or
thoughts?
He was very convincing.
Unless the production crew are mental, we'll be seeing it in about a minute.
That's... Oh, he's threatening a clip.
I imagine.
So is there any truth in this?
I think it's a lie.
I think it's that bit makes me think it's a lie.
The clip bit.
The clip was just too far, Jimmy.
So you're veering towards untruth.
Lie.
I feel like it could be true. People, like... I mean, dude, I've seen a lot of John Oliver clips about Japanese commercials. They get wacky.
Lie.
OK, the truth, Jimmy?
I can tell you it's a lie.
Yay.
What's the stadium called again? I don't know what the stadium's called. But
Seriously, Jimmy.
You really are one of the lads, aren't you, Jimmy?
I know it's Old Trafford, but haven't they got some bullshit name for it as well?
Theatre of Dreams, yeah.
Theatre of Dreams, that's it. That's the funny one. It's like it might as well be the Ballet of the Imagination. It's such a bullshit name for a stadium. The Theatre of Dreams.
Ooh, because it will never come true. You'll never win. Like, that would be my, like, why would you call it that? Theater of Dreams? Oh my god, I'm taking forever to watch this. I have so much to fucking say. I'm sorry. It's twice as long. Oh my god, I need to shut up.
I dreamt I kicked a ball. Simon Groom and Peter Duncan once had a fight in the Blue Peter Garden after a row over a BBC parking space.
Now, why did they choose the Blue Peter Garden?
They were in the garden filming a bit and they had a fight.
They were filming a bit. The parking had presumably happened earlier.
Yep.
And they filmed it. Well, how did the parking anger reassert itself?
They were fighting over parking spaces.
It's all right, I've got this, Angus. Leave it.
It's quite rare. It's not like that.
I can handle this.
But this is what I don't understand. There's been an argument about the parking spaces. They're filming the piece in the garden. Why does the fight start there?
So imagine you're having a disagreement with someone. You're having a disagreement.
I've never disagreed with anyone, but OK, I can imagine.
Well, you're disagreeing with me right now, so this is what it's like.
No, it's just, you know, we both mean the same thing. It's just you don't realise it yet.
I think, in fairness to them, it says it's about a parking space, but clearly they didn't get on with each other.
The rumours were that Simon was slightly jealous of Peter.
Maybe they actually really did get on deep down. There was a lot of love there. But a lot of love and complicated feelings and tears and hate, and they start fighting and just to touch another human, and then the fighting starts getting a bit of amorous, and you know, and then they're kissing and fighting and scratching their clothes off each other, and then they fall in the pond and it's all fine and there's no sex.
There might be, though. Now there should be at this point. There's gotta be some.
You know what co-presenters are like, don't you, Eamon?
That would never have happened in GMTV. We didn't have a garden to fight in. That was...
To fuck and fight in? Or to fucking fight? I mean, it seems like, based on what David Mitchell's saying, it could go either way.
Sorry, did you say to fuck and fight in or to
David, what's your answer?
Do you think it's true?
Well, no one...
We drink every time I make the same joke as one of the contestants, but my wine is almost gone.
Presenters, I think it's very true.
Yeah.
I think it's a no.
I think it's a lie. We're going for lie.
You're going for lie?
Yeah.
OK, Jimmy, truth or lie?
I can tell you that it is a lie.
So, Richard, what is Della to you?
This is Della, and Della and I danced on my...
I love him! Oh my god. He was Gaius in Merlin. And then, somewhat hilariously, later, he was also the doctor. And so, in Merlin, he played the physician and Merlin's like mentor slash guardian. And and then he was in an episode of Doctor Who where he played a doctor at a hospital called Avalon, which, you know, if you know anything about Arthurian mythology, that's just fun. And like, it was like the same kind of year. So it was like I think it was both. So it would have been 2005 for both shows. So, you know, no, 2008 for Merlin. So it was, I don't know. I thought it was kind of fun that like in both shows he was related to King Arthur and he played a doctor in both shows. I just thought it was funny. Anyway, I love him. He's so good.
Dancer-size fitness video.
OK, Lee, perhaps you'd like to explain how you know Della?
This is Della, the estate agent who accidentally locked me in a house after a viewing.
Right.
Yes, I believe
finally,
it.
Jimmy, your relationship
This
with...
is Della, and she is my chiropodist.
Right. So there you have it. A dancer-sized partner to Richard, a forgetful estate agent, if we believe Lee, or a chiropodist to the stars, or at least Jimmy.
What's a chiropodist?
David's team.
So what's wrong with your feet, Jimmy?
I pronate.
I beg your pardon?
I pronate. I've got extraordinarily flat feet, so I have to wear orthotics, and I get kind of weird bunions.
Speak properly.
I also believe that, but I don't know. My like instinct was Lee Mack was telling the truth.
Orthotics? I've got these little bills in my shoes, so I've got these little things that I have to wear in my shoes. Otherwise, my Achilles tendons kind of give out. It's a weird kind of... I've got weird bunions, yeah.
Whoa, you know all the chat-up lines, don't you?
I got some weird bunions, baby.
What does she do for you?
She makes those little things for my feet, and then she kind of... I get very rough skin, because I have to wear these things, and then she kind of deals with that.
I'm a bit confused by the fact that Della here not only makes your orthotics, but also rubs your rough bits. As in chiropodist. So, which is she?
Well, she's both. She's got a chiropody, I guess some sort of qualification. There's something on the wall. She was in the Yellow Pages.
Right.
I'm guessing she's qualified.
And is that how you came across her, through the Yellow Pages, or did someone recommend her?
I got a recommendation.
From?
Right.
All right, I got a recommendation from Simon Cowell off of The X Factor.
So you got a recommendation from Simon Cowell?
We were on... Simon and I were on holiday together.
So you're on holiday with Simon?
Not with him. We were in the same hotel. We weren't arm in arm. Barbados, Sandy Lane.
Well, how often do you have this done with Della?
Maybe once a year.
Does it set you back a little bit?
No, it's not too bad. No, I'm doing very well, thanks.
Oh, good.
Is this her before or after his tax thing?
Della, I have to say, is attractive, and I hate to think of her near Jimmy Carr's feet.
Jimmy has definitely got something dodgy in his shoe there, and you know, as well as his foot. You going with?
I'll still go with Lee,
and you're going with Jimmy.
So you decide.
I think it's Jimmy.
OK, you're saying it's Jimmy. Well, perhaps Della would like to reveal her own identity.
I dance with Richard in his dance.
Prince Philip told me I was a funny-looking fellow when I was a ball boy at Wimbledon.
David's team. What year was this?
Oh, I was about 12 or 13, about 84, maybe? Something like
I mean, he's a weird-looking boy now. I'm still
that. Ages ago.
How did you get into being a ball boy?
How did I get into it? Well, I just psyched myself up. I love it, man.
Okay. How does the system of selecting ball boys work? And
I was in a tennis
manage?
club in my sort of local village, and I used to play tennis, and there was a lottery thing, and you could go along, and 2 people from every tennis club went along.
Yeah, I thought there were some schools around the Wimbledon area. That's what I thought.
Where were you at school, Jimmy?
The Wimbledon area.
I like that he said that like he was in a documentary. And I was a ball boy around the Wimbledon area. It just sounds like something that would be in like a nature doc.
Wow, he's really foxed us there.
The Wimbledon area.
Ball boys and ball girls.
Yeah, it was after the women's final. Everyone's lined up, like hundreds of us.
Which final? Who had played?
It was years ago. It was Ivan Lendl kind of era.
He's unlikely to make the women's final.
Who was Prince Philip there with?
I think it's the Duke and Duchess of Kent or something. I don't really know the royals that well.
That's the thing. It's usually the Duke and Duchess of Kent that do all the Wimbledon stuff, rather than Prince Philip, who's got more important sporting events to go and be racist at. I don't believe you're a ball boy at Wimbledon, but I just don't think Prince Philip often turns up to Wimbledon.
He does. He does, actually. He told me I was a funny-looking fellow when I was there, so...
Yeah, no...
that's how I know that, yeah.
That's a clincher, though.
Do you have any concept of what particular aspect of your demeanour that he found funny-looking?
I can answer this. In fact, we'll all have a go. We'll start with it. We'll go around that.
What's funny about my massive head?
Do you think you frightened the prince with your appearance? Is that... He was actually really freaked out.
Do you know what? That joke works if you don't do that. Do you know what? I thought you could never look more like a ventriloquist dummy. Do that again. You cheeky monkey! You go back in the box, eh?
Right, David, what do you reckon?
Yeah, well...
Is he telling the truth?
What do you think?
It could be true because of his face, but... I don't think you're ugly. I just think... Sorry. I just think that you've got a very unique face. No one will ever forget you.
How am I getting bullied by Jamelia? How did that happen?
David, what's your team deciding here?
I think it could be true.
I don't know. I don't
I think it
trust
could be
you.
true.
You're a funny-looking fella.
I think it could be true, but he's lied every time.
Yeah. Yeah, you see, that's the crucial detail.
Yeah. I'm edging towards a lie.
You're saying it's a lie?
Yeah.
OK. Jimmy Carr.
Well, I can tell you, it is a lie. As a baby, I was regularly fed coffee in my bottle.
Lee Mack's team, what do you make of that?
From birth?
I thought you were going to say from your mother's breast. You were given coffee in the milk.
Well, milky coffee from about the age of 3.
This is not hot coffee, obviously.
Yeah, no, it would have been
Quite warm.
warm, milky coffee.
And when you got older, did you ever say to your parents, why did this happen?
Yeah.
My children like coffee. Nowadays, you can have what they call a kiddie chino. A baby chino,
Baby
sorry.
chino.
Baby chino. I got it wrong. Kiddie chino.
Actually, a kiddie chino is just a very small pair of trousers. You probably do use them.
If they were putting coffee in your milk from
No, they weren't putting coffee in my milk. I was having coffee. Slightly milky coffee.
Okay.
Well, that is the same as putting coffee in milk.
There's a distinction between putting coffee in milk and putting milk in coffee.
What is the distinction?
Well, it's like the distinction between having a glass of water and going swimming. In the one case, you're putting water in yourself, in the other case, you're putting yourself in water.
Did they give you other sort of more adult foodstuffs at a very young age?
I think I was allowed a modicum of booze as a child.
Oh, were you? At what age were you allowed booze?
Like as a baby.
That was to offset the coffee buzz.
Yeah.
Lee.
I mean, we do have several images of me as an infant baby, just chowing down on a parent's beer can, just ready to go.
What were you given as a child?
Evo stick.
That's glue.
Yeah, but that was to stop me getting out the cot.
David, as a small child, what were they bringing you in your quarters?
Just a port and a cigar.
You took the words out of my self-parodic mouth. No, the blood of a pheasant.
Honest to God, for a second, I thought he was gonna say peasant.
Did you say pheasant or peasant?
Lee, what are you thinking? Is there any truth in this? Which way are you leaning?
I don't know. What do you think, guys?
I think we're skirting on the edge of giving out really bad childcare advice.
That is true, but I can't help thinking that any parent that's looking at Jimmy and thinking, I want to raise a child like that anyway, is a dodgy parent in the first place. You know what I mean?
I think it's nonsense.
I think it's nonsense.
Nonsense, OK.
I think it's a lie.
You think it's a lie?
Well, we'll say it's a lie, then.
Pretty conclusively,
yeah.
It's a lie. Jimmy Carr, were you telling us the truth then, or were you telling a lie?
I can tell you, it is absolutely true.
Ah!
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, damn, it's over. All right, well, this is, I was going to say I'm going to have to pause this, but this video is going to be ineligible for monetization anyway, so let's jam out to Carly Rae. I think you know that missed you so bad.
He opens his mouth, but the words won't come out. He's choking how? Everybody's choking now. The clock's run out. Time's up. Over. Plow. Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, there goes rabbit. He choke. He's so...
All right. So we had to do that on account of, whatever. I was like, I can't monetize this video anyway. So we can have some fun at the end there. We're all right. We having fun. You know how it be. Anyway, he's always fun. Again, and I've never seen him as a contestant on anything. I've only ever seen him as the host. So watching him be a contestant is fun and different, and I really appreciated it. So I'm glad I discovered that video. If there's anything else similar to this that you want me to take a peek at, go ahead and let me know in the comments below. And thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and, you know, help us out by checking out some of our other videos. We've got music, we got history, we got more comedy stuff, we got science. Go ahead and take a peek at some of the other stuff on our channel, and I will see you all in the next one.